Amelia here with a BTN News Break. Coming up tonight, Australia remembers the bombing of Darwin. Scientists spy on the secret life of penguins. And the Dragon spacecraft blasts off for the ISS. Yesterday, there was a big ceremony to mark the 75th anniversary of the bombing of Darwin. It was the biggest single attack on Australian soil, and Jack found out more about what happened.
The 27 Japanese bombers which raided Darwin were escorted by 15 fighters.
It was the 19th of February 1942 when the Second World War came to Australia's doorstep. Australia was part of a group of countries, which included the UK and US, who were fighting another group of nations led by Germany, Italy and Japan. The Japanese wanted to destroy Australia's defence bases and invade Timor, which is really close to Darwin. The Japanese raiders began to arrive over Darwin just before 10 a.m.
The coast watchers at Bathurst Island, just north of Darwin, they saw this mob of planes flying over, but they thought they were Americans come to help us, so they didn't even tell Darwin that the raid was coming.
There were 2 air raids which killed at least 235 people and injured 400 others. Yesterday, some of the survivors came together to mark 75 years since the Darwin bombing. There was a reenactment which began at 9:58 a.m, the minute that the Japanese attack began. For veterans and locals, it was a chance to remember one of the country's darkest days and the people who fought to protect Australia.
In what year did World War II begin? Was it 1914, 1945 or 1939? It was 1939. The war began when Germany invaded Poland on the 1st of September. The biggest battle happening on the planet right now is in the city of Mosul in Iraq. Today, Iraq's army and its allies started a massive operation to take back the western half of the city from the extremist group ISIS. ISIS invaded Mosul back in 2014, but last month, Iraq managed to recapture part of the city. It's thought there are still around 750,000 people living on the western side. Back in Australia, more than 100 experts have helped draw up a big plan to fight obesity. They've made a bunch of recommendations, like a tax on sugary drinks and a junk food ban in schools and at sports venues. They also want restrictions on advertising unhealthy food to kids. And SpaceX's Dragon spacecraft is on its way to the ISS. It blasted off on board a Falcon 9 rocket from the Kennedy Space Center. That's the same place that the Apollo 11 moon mission took off from. And this is the first time it's been used since the last space shuttle mission 5.5 years ago. Now to the bottom of the southern hemisphere, where scientists are using teeny tiny trackers to spy on penguins and other seabirds. Here's Tash to tell us why.
We know they're cute, they walk funny, and they can be a little bit clumsy. But what do these Adelie penguins get up to when no one's looking? Well, that's what these scientists have been trying to find out with the help of some clever new technology. They've been attaching these teeny tiny trackers on the penguins and other seabirds like Cape petrels in Antarctica. While tracking technology isn't new, these ones are a lot smaller and lighter than in the past, which means they don't get in the bird's way as they waddle, swim or fly around. The smallest weighs about the same as a marshmallow, and they're powered by mini batteries or even solar panels.
It's quite magical, really. This tiny tracker on the bird can go out and collect a whole heap of locational information for us, and then we can get it back without ever having to handle the bird again.
The trackers have helped them learn some interesting things. For example, did you know these guys can travel up to 3,500 k's to look for food? Well, you do now. But it's not just about the birds. Scientists say that the comings and goings of penguins and petrels can tell us a lot about how climate change is affecting their home. So they're going to learn as much as they can about the wanderings and waddlings of Antarctica's amazing birds.
To sport now, and there's been more disappointment for Australia in the 2020 series.
Sri Lanka has shocked the Aussie cricket team by winning the 2020 series on Aussie soil. The visitors defeated Australia on Friday and Sunday to take an unbeatable 2-0 lead. There's still one match to go in the series on Wednesday, but even if the Aussies win, it won't be enough. Reigning NRL champs Cronulla have lost this year's World Club Challenge against English side Wigan. It's an annual comp between the winner of Australia and England's rugby league competitions. This year, Wigan was simply too good for the Sharks, winning 22 points to 6 and claiming a record 4th title. And the NBA's annual All-Star Weekend has delivered plenty of highlights, with mannequin challenges, skill comps, and the famous dunk contest. DeAndre Jordan pulled off the first ever Snapchat dunk with help from celeb DJ Khaled, while Aaron Gordon's got an assist on one of his dunks from a drone. Pretty cool stuff, but not enough to top these insane dunks from the contest winner, Glenn Robinson.
Call the cops because the robber came and took the choke.
Meanwhile, in the celebrity match, superfan Jarius Robertson stole the show. The 14-year-old who's got liver disease has become a bit of a star in the NBA.
You're kind of a celebrity now.
Yep. Kinda. What do you mean, kinda?
And when his big moment arrived, Jarius delivered.
Finally to a massive food fight in Chile. How much fun does this look? Once a year, people in the city of Quillon get 100 tons of tomatoes and chuck them at each other because, well, why not? Well, that's it for today, but we'll have more news for you tomorrow. Bye for now.